So we're plugged in. The
good morning.
Repeater's on
The
and the
repeater's
microphone's on.
Microphone's on.
Okay, we're go for launch.
Takes
then.
two of us to do any of this. Got caught everything in a loop. It had the Cortana thingy and couldn't hear us. I was like, what's going on? I go, what's Jan, the microphone's way over there and it's covered up.
Thank you for your patience with us.
We do have a new microphone. People heard it on Wednesday. It was previewed, so hopefully that was all much better. And hopefully today is much better sounding.
We'll
Sandy's
give it a try.
there, and Cheryl's there, and Carol and Roy, and good morning to
Good
everybody.
morning, good morning, good morning.
Hopefully everyone had a wonderful 4th last night.
Yeah, the fireworks around our area settled on around 10.
10-ish.
10-ish, then nearby around 11, and then the final ones faded out around midnight.
Yeah, our dog was the first 4th of July for her, and she was awesome. She didn't care about any of it.
Of course, we gave her...
Saw some of the lights because we had the fireworks, people were, doing illegal stuff, so of course we had lots of lights and sparklies, and of course she was looking at those and...
Chewing on a bone. It's all good. It's all good.
Didn't care.
And then 7 o'clock this morning, our neighbor had his electric grinder out grinding something. I'm not sure what he was working on, but
it was before 7. So
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Hopefully all is doing well. Is there? Hi, Andrea.
Hello.
4th of July. That was an interesting 4th of July this year. Certainly, hopefully only one for the books. Nothing will repeat like that again, hopefully. But it was fine. It was great. Normally on the 4th I do a nice, I do a flag thing at the church, and I recognize certainly vets, and have them stand up and tell everybody who they are and what branch they were in.
They could post in if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could. They could do that.
I know Kelly was in the
Army.
In
the Army. Yeah.
Daryl was in the Navy.
I was in the Air Force. Roy was in the Navy.
What was William?
Navy. Everybody's in the Navy.
In the Navy.
I think I'm about the only... I think there's one other person that I remember seeing that was in the Air Force. It's
I don't know.
Nobody's in the Air Force. Not around here. For some reason, Army, Navy, Marines. Of course, they would have you believe those are the only ones that are important. So, okay. Anyway, I need to, and we always play a song, which we can't do any of that right now. So I will just read you some words. If I can get through them.
Yeah, well.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Stop. Through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her, guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America.
Amen.
My home, sweet home. Bottom line.
May it be so.
Yeah. So.
Normally I'm in the back of the room crying.
Yep, I know. I do the same damn thing. Jeez, couple of saps. God. And if anybody has ever traveled abroad, as much turmoil as we're in right now, the rest of the world's, in some respects, not a whole lot better. And if you've traveled that it's a pretty good country to live in.
It's a very good place to be.
I mean, there's certainly isolated places that might be better, like, I don't know, Bora Bora. That might be kind of cool to live in, but anyway.
Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. I don't know. Yeah, Bora Bora. Let's go. Oh, I'm supposed to go. Oh, yeah, I'm the one that's supposed to be going and not just chattering. Okay. God. According to the U.S. Transportation Security Administration, TSA, in 2003, passengers left $300,970 in loose change at airport metal detectors. The U.S. Treasury Department appropriates the money and returns it to circulation. In the last few months, I think there may have been $33.30.
Yeah, probably.
Not much.
Not much.
All right.
By the way,
you go,
Phil's been out of T-shirts. T-shirt jokes.
Oh,
T-shirt.
yeah.
We have to.
I know.
Anybody have any? Just
I haven't seen
forward
any
them on.
T-shirts, good T-shirts to buy. So anyway, it is much easier to repent of sins that we have committed than to repent of those we intend to commit.
So is that the same as it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to beg permission?
Absolutely. Yep. Same idea. Same idea. At least it is for me. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the one I learned it from.
I know. Beauty is such a simple thing. A tender bud, a bird on a wing. What? What? Did you think I meant something else? Who knows? All right. The heart that loves is always young. We just kind of keep moving on.
Yeah, just.
Should I ask you what you thought, or just leave it alone? Okay, we'll just leave it alone. We'll just. Okay. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. Bless their hearts. John, you are not your emotions. You have emotions, and you can master them.
Oh, amen.
Amen to that.
Can you master the sillies, though?
Probably not.
That's the question of the universe, I think.
And George, no one knows what's next,
Oh, ain't that the truth?
but everybody does it.
True.
Everybody keeps doing it. So keep on
Oh,
keeping on.
goodness sakes.
Okay.
I'm a mess.
Back in the 1500s, not 1950s. 1500s. Bread was divided according to status. Workers
Really?
got the burnt bottom of the loaf. The family got the middle. And guests got the top, or the upper crust. That's how upper crust came to be. Okay, I'm going to do this. This was interesting. Origin of quarantine, where the word actually and everything came from. The
Who sent you that? Who sent you that?
I have
Somebody-
no. I got it.
I know. But I think Beth did.
Did
I
Beth
think
do
Beth's-
that?
Yeah, I think that was a
Okay.
Beth thing.
I couldn't say. Thanks, Beth. The practice of quarantine as we know it began during the 14th century in an effort to protect coastal cities from plague epidemics. No, plague.
Can we start over? Can we just start over?
Ships arriving in Venice from infected ports were required to... Stop. She's got me doing it now. Stop! We're uncontrolled. We're uncontrollable. Oh, good grief. Ships arriving in Venice from infected ports were
Venice.
required to sit at anchor for 40 days before landing.
40
This
days?
40 days.
Good Lord.
This practice called quarantine was derived from the Italian words quarantana and giammi, which means 40 days.
40 days.
40 days. Okay. Why 40 days? There really wasn't much of a reason. Health officials may have prescribed a 40-day quarantine because the number has great symbolic and religious significance to medieval Christians. There we go again with Christians. When God flooded the earth at Tuain, 40 days and 40 nights, and Jesus fasted in the wilderness, it was 40 days. Even before the arrival of the plague, the biblical notion of a 40-day period of purification had crossed over into health practice. After childbirth, for example, a new mother was expected to rest for 40 days.
I bet some mothers would appreciate that now.
Okay. Perks over 50. Your joints are more accurate meteorologists than the National Weather Service.
Ain't that the truth?
The secrets are your secrets are safe with your friends because they can't remember them either. Yeah.
I can't remember yesterday.
Your supply of brain cells is finally down to a manageable level. Some of us more than others.
More than others.
Okay. Gosh. Very silly morning.
Silly.
Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. While shopping in a food store, two nuns happened to pass by the beer cooler. One nun, I've done this one before, but it's been a long time. One nun said to the other, "Wouldn't a nice cold beer or two taste wonderful on a hot summer evening?" Oh, by the way, it really does, especially after doing a lot of gardening. The second nun answered, "Indeed it would, sister, but I wouldn't feel comfortable buying beer as I am certain that it would cause a scene at the checkout counter." "I can handle that without a problem," she replied as she picked up a six-pack and headed for the checkout. The cashier had a surprised look on his face when the two nuns arrived with a six-pack of beer. "We use beer for washing our hair," the nun said. "A shampoo of sorts, if you will." Without blinking an eye, the cashier reached under the counter, pulled out a package of pretzel sticks, placed them in the bag with the beer. He then looked at the nun straight in the eye, smiled, and said, "The curlers are on the house." Okay.
Nun's lying.
Nun's lying. Oh, I'm going to leave that one
Oh,
alone
man.
too. Gee. Who started this? God. Are we in control now?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I still don't have a guided meditation. I have no idea what we're doing.
All right. Well, you'll figure it out.
Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. Oh, Beth's on.
Hello.
God. If nobody started giggling over us, giggling. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'll see you. I'm in the back room watching comments.
And you brought me a phone. You're just
did.
man. You're
Brought you coffee? You have coffee?
no. It's cold.
No, it shouldn't be. I just did it.
I know, but it's cold. It got cold. I went out of that cup.
I'll be back.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a crazy world. It's probably Cheryl Webb's fault because she told me a new procedure that she was doing. Let me just angle this just a bit. Where she wakes up in the morning and she opens her arms and she says, "Oh, I'm welcoming this day." And then she brings it into her heart space. Oh, I covered up the microphone. Sorry. So I thought, well, I'll try that. So I woke up, stretched, hit Phil in the face. Fortunately, he was sound asleep. I don't think he noticed. Thanks, hon. And then, welcome today and brought it into my heart. I remembered a Bible verse, which I shall read to you. It's Psalms 118, verse 24. "This is the day which the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And so that was in my mind. I thought, oh, that's lovely. And then I started to get up and looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. So I went back to bed. And then when I woke up again at the real time, I did the same thing again. But it was wonderful just to open up and this is the day in which the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And then just welcoming that into my life. That might be a practice that you might want to do. It was lovely, especially if you do it at the correct time and not smack your partner in the face. Anyway, so I don't know if that's what created all the sillies or what. Is Mercury still retrograde? I think it is. I don't know. Because we've had trouble with our printer this morning. And anyway, what I want to talk to you about today, all of us have been having trouble staying focused and staying on track. It's so easy to get distracted and frantic, is it not? And a lot of us are doing a pretty darn good job of staying on target and focusing and doing what we need to do. But I have some techniques, I think today, a technique that I think will help even more. But what happens here is we have a natural mindset, clinically proven, that we have a mindset that is called a negative bias. So that our mind is going to find what's wrong. And that's to keep us safe. So we look and search for what's wrong because then we can keep ourselves out of danger. In theory, that's the thought behind that. Unfortunately, that searching for negativity makes us nuts because guess what? We're going to find stuff that's not okay easily. It's so much easier to find that kind of stuff. So if we can move into a state of mind or a state of being where we're more attentive to positive things, then that's going to be more uplifting for us. That's going to center us better. That's going to give us more balance and more focus and a happier and more joyful life. So it's like we have two brains. We have two hearts and two brains. Let me talk to you a little bit about that. So we have our heart, that is our feelings. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You said that hurt my feelings. My feelings are there. But we also have our heart of hearts, which is this ring true, that sense of truth for ourselves and what is right for us and what will guide us. That guidance system comes from our heart. And then the brain, there's two sides of the brain. There's a part of the brain that is very logical and analytical, and then the other part that's very creative. Well, the analytical part sometimes gets carried away, and it tries to run the show. It's the part of us that wants to be in control. It wants to be the boss. But it's really not the best boss. It's a terrible taskmaster, because it tells you what all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, oughta, gotta, must, have to's, always, and nevers. And it keeps running us in that format so that we don't have the option of thinking in a different way. It blocks us. It gets us stuck in that pattern. So if we can move out of that will serve us a great deal. I've told the story before, and I'll just briefly tell it here because there's some people that are watching that haven't heard the story before. It's the story of the 3 trampolines. Remember that story? So this was years and years ago. I decided that I needed a trampoline for my lymphatic system, that would be a good thing. So Phil and I like to go to yard sales. So I thought, well, I'll just look for a trampoline at the yard sale. First yard sale we went to, what did I find? A trampoline. Went to the next yard sale. What did I find? A trampoline. Well, I bought both of those, thinking, well, I'll give this one to my mother and I'll keep this one. Went to the third yard sale. What did I find? A trampoline. I had never seen trampolines at a yard sale before. So didn't mean they weren't there. I just hadn't seen them. So then I asked the lady at the third place, I said, so why do you have your trampoline out? Why are you selling your trampoline? She said, well, it was in the hallway and I was walking around it and I just had a sense that somebody needed this. So yes, I bought that one too. And I gave that one to a friend. So this is all about the brain becomes a search engine when the heart is engaged. And if the heart is not engaged, the brain is this taskmaster that only sees the evil and the dark and the bad. And it's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep us safe. It's trying to keep us alive. But it's not trying to keep us happy. So if we can move into the heart space first, that allows us the opportunity then to give the mind a task to do. And the mind goes, oh, yay, I have work. I can do work here now. And then it sets its whole system, the whole being then goes online and it searches for what you've just set out. It's a quest. Phil and I would always talk about when we went on yard sales, it's going on a quest. What are we questing for today? Because if we quested for it, we found it. And part of how we found it was because when we set the quest, not only did it set our search engine on active, but then the universe touched people's hearts that would allow that to be delivered to us. How cool is that? So what is in your heart space? Well, that's really hard because we get locked up in here in the brain. So what if we had a thought about, I'd like to be a blessing for myself today. Well, what could that look like? The brain goes, ooh, I don't know. Let me find the answer to that. And then it listens to what do other people do that is a blessing to them? What does that person do? What am I reading online about people's activities and how could that be a blessing to me? So then the search engine part takes over. And the creativity part kicks in and says, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that better. I could do it this way. And then the heart and the mind are renewed, revitalized, and they're all engaged together. They're all engaged together. There's a Bible verse I want to read to you about that. This one is in Romans. I have my little blue tab here. If my fingers will work. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world. Oops. So being conformed to this world, everybody's upset. Everybody's frantic. Everybody's crazy. Everybody's angry. Don't be conformed to that. You don't have to do that. You can do it differently. You can have a different life for yourself should you choose that. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind, resetting your mind. Shift happens. We can shift if we want to. So shift happens. That you may prove what the will of God is. How do you prove it? By doing it. By not conforming, by stepping out of that pattern that everybody else is doing. Just because everybody else is frantic doesn't mean we have to be. Certainly there's some challenging things going on, are there not? At the same time, we can have this renewing of our mind because we have a pathway to the mind through the heart. And as the heart, it has this powerful capacity for balance and compassion. It shifts everything. Shift happens. And the rest of that verse, prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. We'll find that if our search engine is activated. If our search engine is activated, we're not going to find it. Because all we're going to be doing is allowing that brain to find what is not working, what we need to be afraid of, what we need to find dangerous, or what we need to find as traumatizing. And that's what that part of the brain does, because that's basically the primal brain. So we need to activate the logical side of the brain and the creative side of the brain rather than the primal brain. A lot of us, we see a lot of primal brain working out there. Don't be conformed to that. We can do it differently. And one of the fastest ways to do that is to do what I call cancel. So you take your ring finger and your thumb and you tap them and say cancel. Now what happens here is that your ring finger has to do with your heart, and your thumb has to do with the will. So your will, your choice. It's all about choice. We get to choose this. We're not a victim of all of this. We're choosing how we interact and how we react and how we respond to the world. And then touching them together, cancel. And what that does is that activates this search engine in a new way. And as it activates that search engine in a new way, then the scattered mind or the negative biased mind shuts up. Now we may have to do this a lot, but it's a technique that works, and it works really, really fast. There's several people that I know that once I taught them this, they were like, oh, thank goodness. And they use it a lot. I use this a lot. I use this every day. I use it several times a day. Cancel. When you find yourself conforming to that pattern of thought of negativity and fear and anger, cancel. You don't have to go there. It's a choice. Certainly we're geared for that, but we don't have to stay there. We can choose to do different. We can shift our focus, shift our perspective, shift our awareness. And when we do, then all of that just fades away. So cancel is a big part of that. That starts the shift process. Then move into the heart space. How can I be a blessing to myself today? I was chatting with someone about this yesterday. And the response was, well, I could take a walk. I've been wanting to do that. I don't know why I haven't been able to do that. I don't know. Because it's been shut down. Cancel that, shut down. Because what happens is that fear and that anxiety and that stress and that worry, it makes us just deer in the headlights, frozen. But cancel can break that loose. And then once she was able to look at what is in my heart to do. Well, one thing I could do to be a blessing to myself would be take a walk. I can do that. I will do that. The weather's nice. It's a beautiful day. I can do that. Another thing you could ask is, how could I be a blessing to my family today? How could I What's something that would be creative for me to do today? I wonder what that would be. Moving into that state of wonderment. I wonder what I could do. I wonder what would be fun today. I wonder what might be something that I could challenge myself with. And then, it's far better to do that kind of a challenge than let the universe bring you a challenge. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, there was this horrible smell in the bathroom. It was just terrible. And a bottle of, I think it was cod liver oil or castor oil or something, had leaked. And Phil had done his best to clean it up and then did it again because, it was still not clean. Oh, and then this odor, it was bad. It smelled like when the cat dragged in a non-living thing. I'll just say that. It was awful. So I cleaned a little bit and washed a little bit and sprayed some de-stinky stuff a little bit and did that a couple of days, and the smell was just terrible. So yesterday morning, I had to get up, take everything out from underneath the cabinet. Oh, joy, isn't that fun? But I found some moisturizer that I had been looking for. Oh, I got it at the store and get some. Oh, I had some in hand. Brand new unopened jar. How fun is that? I found a couple of other things that I really was needing, and I don't have to go to the store for that. But I got all that stuff out and reorganized, cleaned and scrubbed and scrubbed and cleaned and cleaned and scrubbed. And then I had to scrub and clean some more because it was just, the smell was there. But that's how it is sometimes with our life. We get this stinking thinking. We get this stinking thoughts in our head. We get this, trapped in this mental cycle, just like most everybody else does. And just because everybody else doesn't make it right, doesn't make it blessing, doesn't make it what would bless your soul. So we had to take everything out. When I was discovering my spiritual side to myself, I had to look at my religion. I had to pull everything out, and it was like having a bushel basket of all my faith. I had to dump everything out, and then I would re-examine every little thing. Well, here's what that religion told me. Do I still believe that? Nope. Out that went. Then I would pull something out. But do I still believe that? Yeah, I still believe that. Put that back in my heart. And that became part of my search engine for finding a way to be faithful, for finding a way to be fulfilled, for finding a way to finding my destiny. Then I'd look at some other fact that I thought was true. Is it still true for me? Does it ring true now? Is this what's going to be a part of my life? Nope, that's out. Every little thing I had to look at, just like cleaning out the cabinet. It stunk. Stinking thinking stinks. This negative bias stinks when it's controlling our lives and controlling our minds and controlling our bodies. Drives our stress levels up, makes us want to eat, makes us want to binge watch TV, makes us want to be unhappy, makes us cranky. Cranky's no fun. Life can be fun, even in stressful, trying times. So it's a matter of take it out, look at it, what's in there, and get rid of what doesn't work anymore. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying go wallow in old trauma. We don't need to be re-wounded by old trauma. But look at the results of that old trauma. Do I still believe I'm worthless? Look at that. No, I have value. Throw that worthlessness out. And then apply into the heart space. After you cancel, then apply in the heart space. I am worthy of divine love and appreciation. I like to use the word worthy rather than deserving. Deserving kind of has a connotation of, I earned it. I did something and I deserve that ice cream. Well, I deserve God's love because I've been this. Oh, there's that southern accent. I don't know where that comes from. But there it is. Again. So, but worthy is just, I'm here. And I'm choosing to be alert and aware. And I'm choosing to be a person of faith. And I may not even know what that faith is looking like. I may not know much of anything, but I'm willing. And that makes me worthy of divine attention. It makes me worthy of my own attention. And so without having to wallow in all the trauma, we don't have to do that. That's that negativity bias going, yeah, 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 yeah. You got to know, you got to be afraid of that because that'll protect you in the future. No, it doesn't. People just abuse you in a different way, don't they? So being traumatized and afraid doesn't fix anything. It just keeps you afraid. Keeps me afraid. Far better to move into a state of mind where I can cancel, move into my heart space, ask my heart what it needs me to know right now. Ask my heart, what is the blessing here? How can I be a blessing here to myself and others? And from that heart space, then the mind, both the logical and the creative, jump in and they're happy to be of service. The mind can be this beautiful servant. Terrible taskmaster, beautiful servant. And that allows the mind and the heart to connect. The cancel, disconnecting that primal brain that's just afraid and connecting your heart and your will, your mind, your intent. Clicking those together. Cancel, and starting something new, creating something new in your perceptions. That's what it's about. That's what we're here for. The renewing of our mind. Get it new. Restart. Shift, Alt, Delete. We're in a different space of being. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. I hope this is a blessing to you. And I just realized I haven't done communion yet. So, Mr. Phil, would you mind putting communion together for us? Would you mind doing communion, bringing communion for us?
I would be happy to.
Thank you. What a day. You know, I don't know if it's just me or whatever. So while he's doing that, I don't know if anything I'm saying makes sense to you or not. I'm hoping that it does. Because it's really exhausting to be in that fear mode. It's exhausting to be in the state of mind where there's no hope. It's exhausting to be in that state of mind where you're cautiously conscious and on high alert all the time. When we move into this connected heart space and mind space, connecting them together, this grants us the ability to be alert without that high alert of anxiety. And when we're... Did you just drop all the communion cups?
Yeah.
You just dropped them.
On one side of the bag and the other side of the bag was already open.
Yeah, sorry. There goes another one. Can you hear those fall? Oh. You know, we really appreciate your patience with us because this is Divine Fellowship from Home version. And, you know, life just happens. And we can either be upset about it or we can choose to just laugh our way through. I think it's so much easier just to laugh our way through. Don't you? Not always. Sometimes you just need to and then cancel and move on. I think that's the way to go. So being a blessing to yourself. What's something you could do that would be a blessing to you? What's something you could do that would be a blessing to your community, to your family, to your home? And he's here. Let's do communion. On that note.
I have to keep remembering not to look at myself because then the camera's way over there.
Yeah.
So I know.
I'm trying. So forgive us if our eyes are.
There, so.
I know.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, we're gonna hand it to me. Okay.
We're new at this. We've never done this.
We've never done this before. Oh, good Lord. So communion is symbolic. Whether you have any communion supplies with you or not, join us in virtual communion. Communion is this wonderful opportunity for us to take into our physical form a spiritual truth. And the spiritual truth we're taking in is that Jesus walked this path, the same path that we had same political problem, not the same, but political problems and hate and frustration and all of that sort of thing. And he found a better way. And he moved through this life without error, without making mistakes, without sin. He did everything from a pure heart. And then when he died, he ascended, he rose. He not only rose from the dead, but he arose and ascended into heaven. That created us a gateway experience, a doorway by which we can get there from here. We don't have to stay stuck. We don't have to be trapped by all of the worldly things. We can shift. So join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, we are grateful for the gateway experience that Jesus created for us, and we're grateful for the ascension path that takes us from fear and anxiety and into joy and love and compassion. Thank you. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I'm going to be so glad to go get a haircut this week, maybe sometime.
I offered to cut it there, but see where that went. Okay, so cheers. No. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of Light, help us to drink in life, all of it, without fear, without anger, without anxiety, but with clear, conscious awareness. Walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Even all the silliness.
Especially the silliness. Get out of my head.
Okay.
So I still don't have a guided meditation, so maybe somebody has an idea of where we want to go, what we want to do. Anybody?
Well, I went to the moon last year.
Last year? It was a long time ago. Last week was a long time ago.
Went to the moon. So
we've been on a dragon's ride. We've been to the forest. We've been to...
Well, I said Bora Bora.
I've never been to... I don't know what would Bora... It's just water and sunshine and beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's go to Bora.
And huge rock formations that are actually islands just off the beach. And oh my God.
Okay.
Look it up.
Let's go to Bora Bora. Why not?
Bora Bora, Bora Bora, Bora Bora, Bora Bora.
Let's go to Bora Bora, shall we? So allow yourself to get centered. Center into your physical form, into your core, into your heart of hearts. Allow yourself to just be. In this moment, there's nothing you have to do. There's no pressing things that are requiring your attention. You just be for just a moment. And if there is something pressing, your awareness will take you. You'll be able to leave the guided meditation, go deal with what you got to deal with. Whatever happens, happens. But in this moment, you can just be. And trust that you're okay. And move into your heart space and feel how centered and balanced that feels. And notice that your awareness moves where you direct it to. It's not stuck in your head. We think our awareness is in our head sometimes. No. Our awareness is in our body. Our awareness can be in our body, can be in our energy field around our body. And we can project our awareness elsewhere if we would like. So that awareness is not locked into the brain matter. It's not a function of the brain, it's a function of our being, our spiritual being. So from that heart of hearts, that centered feeling, allow your attention now to go to the bottoms of your feet. And as that energy goes to the bottoms of your feet, you're going to notice that there is a connection point between you and earth. And that can open like the eye of a camera, or maybe a trap door, or maybe sliding doors, whatever. But, excuse me, that will open. And as that opens, this grants you a two-way access to Mother Earth. And part of this access is to draw that grounding energy up into your heart space, to anchor yourself. And it also allows any of that negative, frantic energy that you might be carrying, whether yours or somebody else's, letting it drain out the bottoms of your feet and going deep into the core of the earth. It's just energy. You're not hurting Mother Earth at all. So allow that two-way transaction to happen. Allow yourself to draw that energy in that is healing and blessing and strengthening, and allow yourself to just allow that heavy, dense, frantic energy just to drain out. It's no longer necessary to carry it. It takes conscious choice to hang on to that. So if you can allow yourself to release that, it will fall away. Cancel, cancel. Cancel, cancel. Anything that is not love and light just falls away from you, and it feels so wonderful to let it go, does it not? And now, bring your attention to the top of your head. There's an energy portal there. And in that energy portal, there is access to divine source, and this is always open. But you can expand that connection with your attention, with your awareness. And as you expand that connection, you'll notice that there are other energy portals above your head. Maybe you're drawn to the blue portal, or a green portal, or an iridescent portal, or a golden portal, or a copper portal, or yellow, or orange, or whatever you can imagine. Allow yourself to tap into this access point. And this has been brought to your attention, or you can choose it, whichever works for you. It's been brought to your attention, or has come to you as a choice, because this is the energy that is best for you at this moment, that will bless you at this moment. So as you tap into that, you just kind of bump into it with your awareness. As you tap that, that opens, and energy from divine source pours through that portal into the top of your head. And you can allow that energy to flow in and touch your mind. And any of that chaos, any of that fear, again, is just calmed and settled out and just falls out away from you. In the meantime, the part of your mind that is alert and is attentive and aware activates, and the part of your mind that is creative activates, so that these can serve you better. Letting more and more of this living light of love touch your third eye, your discernment centers over your eyes, and the occipital lobes behind your head. This is your discernment centers. What this does is it allows you to perceive. Your life is on a quest. You're on a quest right now. You're on a quest for your own fulfillment. You're on a quest for finding who you really are. Not finding what's wrong in the world, but finding out who you really are and how you can be a blessing to yourself and others. That's your quest. And these perception centers will allow you to see clearly. It's like going to a yard sale and, oh, there's a trampoline. You'll see it. Maybe the last 50 yard sales you went to, there was a trampoline you never saw because you weren't tuned in. This tunes you into your destiny. Allow yourself to be tuned in. And now gently, gently, gently allow that energy to touch your mouth, your ears, and your throat. This gives you the ability to speak your truth with grace. You can hear somebody else's truth, and maybe it just does not feel like truth to you. That's okay. You don't have to change their mind. You don't have to make them out to be the bad guy. They just have a different opinion. They just have a different come from, a different perspective. And you can allow them to be there. You can allow them to perceive that. Doesn't make you bad. Doesn't make them bad. Just is. And if they can hear what you're saying, you can hear. And if they can't, you can just move on and allow it to be and know that your truth is here. And you can speak your truth when you can. Mostly speaking your truth to yourself. Not judgment, not fear, not anger, but truth. Because truth is neutral. Truth is empowering. Letting more and more of that living light of love flow into your shoulders, down in your arms and into your hands. This brings that healing light of love into your hands so that now you're willing to do worthy work. And whatever you do is worthy of your attention. And you can allow yourself to do what you came here to do. You can allow yourself to do even tasks that may be mundane. You can allow yourself to do those with an open and willing heart. Bringing more and more of that energy into your heart space. Let this energy now heal that heart space. There's old hurts, old traumas, old sorrows here. Allow that grounding energy from the earth to come up and tap that, touch that, and pull away from you all that trauma and fear and pain. You don't need to carry it. And let this living light of love imbue itself into your soul, into your being. More and more of this living light of love, supportive and encouraging. Letting that flow through the rest of your torso, touching every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell, even down into your DNA. Letting it activate who you really are and how you came here to be of service and how you came to have a purpose and a destiny, even if you don't know what that is just yet. Letting more and more of that living light of love flow into your legs, down into your knees, down into your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your feet. And let it flow through you deep into the earth. And as it flows through you deep into the earth, you are now a conduit of this living light of love. This particular flavor that you chose today, or that was brought to your awareness today, you are a channel for that aspect of divine nature. Doesn't it feel wonderful that you can bring that to the physical plane? It's needed right now. And thank you for doing that. And now gently, gently, gently close the bottoms of your feet. And as you do, your body fills even more with this living light of love. And so does the energy field around you. So you are bathed in this light. You are receiving this light and you're bathed in it. And from this place of safety, this place of fulfillment, this place of joy, allow yourself to take a little journey in your mind's eye. We're going to go to Bora Bora, as Phil suggested. The only pictures I know of Bora Bora are the beautiful turquoise waters and little mountainy little islands around and little huts. Can you imagine yourself on a little walkway that's on top of the water or in the water on the beach? The water is warm and pleasant and comfortable. And the little huts are so cute. And you just can't help but relax. And allow yourself to get into that water. It's beautiful temperature, feels just right for you. And notice the sun, how warm it feels on your body. Not too hot. Maybe there's a breeze. Feels just pleasant. There's some beautiful clouds that are floating by. And notice how you feel just supported and serene in this beautiful water. It's a beautiful color. Now, I don't know if there's dolphins in Bora Bora, but I'm seeing a dolphin in my mind's eye. So we're going to allow a dolphin to come to you. And as this dolphin comes to you, it wants to take you with it out into the ocean. So you can grab onto its fin and you're safe, you feel comfortable. And this dolphin has been guided by spirit to be here. So you know you're safe. So this dolphin swims out into the ocean. The water gets a little deeper. You're not afraid. And the dolphin signals you that we're going to dive. And you notice that the dolphin takes the breath and as he exhales, just as you're going under, that you're surrounded in a bubble of air, a bubble of oxygen. And as you dive, this air travels with you. And the dolphin, you can still see the sky above, and you can see the bottom of the ocean bed. There's enough light here. It's not deep. It's sandy, and there's some plants growing on the ocean floor. And notice that as you're moving around, the dolphin takes you to a treasure chest. And notice, is the treasure chest open? Or is it closed? Or is it closed and locked? Is the treasure chest open? Is it closed? Or is it closed and locked? If it's closed and locked, touch the lock and it falls away. If it's closed, touch it and it opens. And if it's already open, you're already seeing that there's treasure here for you. As you look through these treasures, you realize that it's a gift from the dolphin to you. So find something here that has significance for you. Is it a gold chain? Is it a watch? Is it a gold coin? Is it a piece of jewelry? Is it a gemstone? Whatever you choose is something that has significance for you and will be a spiritual blessing to you. So receive that and take it with you. You can bring it right back into your bubble. The dolphin nods and you're ready to leave this place. And the dolphin brings you back to the surface. And as you break the surface, the air bubble dissipates and the dolphin brings you back to your little resort place where you were, to the shallow waters. And notice now that the dolphin is sending you a signal, a resonance. You know, they have sonar and they send out a pulse, and you have a feeling when that happens. And the dolphin pulses something directly to your heart. And as this dolphin pulses something directly to your heart, something awakens in your heart that had been sleeping. A deeper compassion for yourself. Feel that as that awakens. And the dolphin sends another pulse and it awakens more fully. And the dolphin sends yet a third pulse. And you feel that opening that heart space, healing that heart space, granting you a deeper connection with your own heart and a deeper connection with Divine Source. And you have a gift you would like to give this dolphin. Perhaps it's a fish, perhaps it's a flower, perhaps it's just a kiss on its nose. Whatever you give your dolphin at this point in time is a symbolic gift, may have symbolic meaning for you, but it is acknowledgement of your gratitude for the journey today. And the dolphin finds its way back to the ocean, back to its pod, where it can play and do what dolphins do. And you know that you can meet this dolphin again at another day. And just for a moment, allow yourself just to enjoy the beautiful sunny day. Notice if there's any fragrance of flowers or vegetation. Notice if there's any sense of the sand beneath your feet. How does that feel? How does the water feel? Just enjoy it and feel the depth of this experience all the way into your inner being. Feeling safe, feeling protected, feeling joyful and peaceful. Knowing that this peaceful energy can come with you as we leave this sacred place, this spiritual place, and allow yourself to find your way back into this time and space, bringing with you that awakened heart space that was awakened from the dolphin's pulse, and bringing with you that sense of peace. And now you might want to take a deep breath in and exhale, stretch a little bit, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, welcome back, and allow yourself to be here, fully present, fully awake, recharged and revitalized, and allow yourself to really have a sense that peace came with you. Now you may have a question about your guided meditation. If your treasure chest was open, this is symbolic of you being open to recognizing your value and your purposefulness here in this life effortlessly. You're already there. If it was closed but not locked, there's still some things that you're discovering about yourself that may not be fully in your awareness yet, talents and abilities that have not yet been activated. If it's locked, there's some old things that you're working through, but you have the key. All you have to do is touch it with your awareness, and you can have a open awareness of your true value, your true worth, and your purposefulness. You may not have to have all the details, but you can have a sense of it. And that's what we're talking about here, is having a sense of that. So what you took from the treasure chest may have significance for you. So type it in, send it to Mr. Phil, and I've got my trusty intercom here. I will phone him right away. And
sorry, woke me up.
oh, woke you up? No, Phil does not sleep. That was a fib.
Susan had a great idea to where we could go for our meditation.
Yeah?
Junkyard.
A junkyard?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, I'll put that on my list for next time. Remind me. We'll do the junkyard.
Okay.
We've been there before. I liked it. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can find in a junkyard, right?
Yeah.
Anyone have a question about your guided meditation, what you received or what you found in the treasure chest?
Sandy said she got a lily and she gave an intense sacred hug.
Oh, I've had one of those intense sacred hugs from Sandy, and they're beautiful. Well, I can't wait till we open up stuff again and I can get hugs. Hugs are amazing things.
And before we go any further,
Yes.
I'm sorry, we forgot to say something about the donations.
Oh,
So would you do that, please? Hello?
I know. I'm doing visually. So if you would like to, often Beth will put a link for donation. Got to keep things going at the building. Got stuff to do. If you're uncomfortable with that, you're welcome to send in a check directly to the building there. Nancy goes in several times a week and checks on the mail, so you're welcome to do that. The address is 513 Barth Avenue, Richland 99352. And if you don't have that, often Beth will write that in for us too. So donate, that'd be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. And thanks for the reminder, Phil. So back to Sandy. She found a lily.
White lily.
A white lily.
As opposed to a red or an orange or a yellow or
Okay, thanks, Phil, for that clarification. So your white lily, this is about your willingness to open up. So you're at a higher level of awareness and you're ready to open up for even more. And the intentional hug that you gave the dolphin, this is your willingness to take it on and live it and do it and be it. So this is acknowledging your open willingness, the purity of your heart that is open and willing to receive even more, and more is coming. Anybody else?
yeah. Eva got a seashell.
A seashell by the seashore.
Absolutely.
Do we have any clue what kind?
Yep.
Just a seashell. Okay. So, well, a seashell is about protection. So notice that you're safe in this world. You're safe in your body. You're safe in your own mind. You're safe to think. You're safe to be aware. It's safe for you to step into your spirituality and step into your sacred nature. Anything else?
Yeah, we got lots of people today. Marlena got an ancestral scroll.
An ancestral scroll. Ooh, let me ask what that might mean for you. So this is about tapping into the energies that have gone before. So you're not alone. You have information genetically encoded in your being. So you can tap into that through meditation. You can tap into that through conscious awareness and allow yourself to have the insights and information that you need. The key is going to be for you to access that information more easily. I'm sure you're familiar with muscle testing, so you can ask questions and have a response muscle testing, or you can ask a question and have that guidance gifted to you by something catching your attention and your awareness. So just notice that, and notice that you're not alone and you have that help from ancestors. Anything else?
Yeah, Joe got an opal pendant on a gold chain.
Opal pendant on a gold chain. So the opal is all about that cosmic psychic intuitiveness, and the gold chain is on the has to do with the worth. So what I'm seeing for you is a gold chain that's finely worked. So it's not just a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop, but it's like intricately done is the chain that I'm seeing for you. So this is letting you know that your link, your connection to spirit is intricate and it's deep. And that connection is going to allow you a deeper connection to your intuition so that you can listen to that intuition and you can access that intuition and you can live from that, come from, and be guided by it in everything. And who's next?
Well, I apologize. It's either Cassie or Casey. I don't know.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She got a pocket watch.
I saw a pocket watch. I wonder who was going to get the pocket watch. This is about you have all the time you need. You have all the time you need. Everything that you need to accomplish in this world, you have time for it. What takes time is efforting or stressing or feeling like you've got to cram more stuff in than is actually really required of you. Are you really needing to do all of that? Or can you let some things go? Because the things that are important, you'll have time for. Make sense?
Yep. Brittany's is a little bit long, so it'd be too hard for me to tell that to you, so you can do this online. But Marcia said she breathed in blue, chest open, green leaf brooch, and gave a treat and a hug full of love.
Okay, so start over again. I'm having a hard time following all of that.
Breathed in blue.
Okay, blue is about communication.
Chest open.
So that's about you're going to be able to communicate from your heart, not from guilt or shame or judgment, but from your heart. You're going to be able to communicate from your heart and listen with your heart.
And a green leaf brooch.
Okay, so this is about willingness to grow, willingness to share what you know, and the willingness to grow more and to share more.
And she gave a treat and a great big lovable hug.
Okay, so the treat is being able to see what others require and brings joy. So allow yourself to be joyful in your giving of yourself. Do so with joy.
And Myrna had a gold chain and gave a dolphin and a kiss on the nose.
Oh, a kiss on the nose.
Dolphin, a kiss on the nose.
Yeah. So the gold chain again is about this divine connection and the connection between your heart and your mind and divine source. So know that connection is really strong, has great value for you, and will be a deep blessing for you in your journey. Anything else?
Myrna said a yellow daffodil.
Daffodil?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Okay, yellow daffodil. It's all about joy. Daffodils are the first thing out in the spring, or just about the first thing. They're among the first things. So this is about first joy. So allow yourself to be joyful. You may be the first one that's joyful. It's okay. Joy is this contagion that allows us all to breathe. So this is reminding you to take a deep breath. It's reminding you to reconnect with your joy and ask your heart, what brings me joy today? And then do that. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, what else?
Susan said mini pearl necklaces handfuls.
Oh, wonderful. So pearls often relate to, there's a Bible verse that talks about the pearl of truth, pearl of great price, which is truth. So this is letting you know that you have a lot of truth, that you know stuff, and people listen. So it's okay to share what you know. It's okay to be that blessing and share that wisdom, share that knowledge, share the truth that you have. Good for you. And then the more you give, the more you have. So blessings. Well, Phil's wandering back in, so it must be our time is up. If you had other questions and I didn't get to you, you know that I will, as soon as I wrap this up, I'll go online and I'll respond to you via computer.
Yep.
Anything else we need to know? Oh, thank you all who have been helping Kelly.
Yeah.
What a beautiful outreach for her. She's going through some really stressful stuff. The pipes in her house are all deteriorating. They all have to be replaced. And even the main thing is gone. So
like
traumatizing and
literally has no water or hot water or anything.
I don't know. Poor baby. So a lot of people, Shannon came down to the church yesterday and had a donation jar, and a lot of people came by and visited. And that was just such heartfelt, such a blessing. So thank you, Divine Fellowship, for being awesome, because I think you are.
Mary Lou fell asleep.
Oh, during church?
Meditation. No, meditation.
Well, you must have needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have your new kitty with you, I wonder? I bet she did. Kitties do that. Kitties put us to sleep. Anyway, I've enjoyed today.
Me too.
Obviously. Probably more than I should have. But I hope you have a wonderful day after 4th of July and a beautiful, blessed week.
Enjoy the weather. We are having some
nice
awesome weather. My goodness, just very comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather in Malaysia is like. Maybe Candy will let us know what the weather in Malaysia is like. But anyway,
probably hot.
And we have people in London, England, and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, hope you have a great day. And remember, Wednesday Wisdoms, Wednesday night at 6:30 Pacific Daylight Time. And he'll do more silly jokes, and I'll do something wise, I hope.
Wise ass. Oh, that's me. Yeah, I'm the wise ass. Yeah. Okay.
The wise guy.
Cool.
Energy circle. Left hand up, right hand down. Or
what we do is we end our services in a big energy circle in the church. It's really quite awesome.
It's profound. And so same thing here. We're just moving energy around. If you're by yourself, just put your hands like this. And notice the connection between you and Divine Source is still there. And allow yourself to bring that into your heart space. And from your heart space, send it to your left hand. And receive it from your right hand and run the energy through your heart space, then back out your left hand. And that amplifies the energy. So let that energy build and grow. And there may be someone in your circle of influence that could use healing or comfort or encouragement. If you're mindful of them, they'll share in this energy. This energy is not bound by time or space. So allow that energy to flow to them with your awareness. Deep breath in and exhale to release them. We don't want any psychic backwash. Bringing fresh, bright energy in from that higher source. Bring it into the heart space, to the left hand, receiving from the right hand. Allow that to build again. Both hands up. Collect all the energy you'd like to bring with you from this service. Bring it into your heart space. And may your life be a prayer. God bless. We will see you Wednesday Wisdoms. Have a great one.
Have a great day.